So one of my viewers recommended this video for me to watch. They said it's more Canadian comedy, but it's like musical comedy, so I thought that was interesting. This is called War of 1812. I think it's by someone called Three Dead Trolls in a Baggie, so not sure what that is. Tell me more about them or that. And I wanted to watch this because actually the War of 1812 is something I was actually reading about recently. I think that's the time when, obviously it's related to me being from the UK. There was a war, I think, between the US and UK, but obviously Canada were involved as well. And I think that's the time when Canada, tell me if I'm wrong here by the way, set fire to the White House, I believe. Tell me, I might do a reaction to that, find out a bit more about it. I was reading about it recently, but tell me more about that and tell me if you've seen or heard this before. Let's watch.
Thank you so much.
Oh, come back, proud Canadians, to before you had TV. No hockey night in Canada. There was no CBC.
Oh my God!
In 1812, Madison was mad. He was the president, you know. Well, he thought he'd tell the British where they ought to go. He thought he'd invade Canada. He thought that he was tough. Instead, we went to Washington and burned down all his stuff in the White House. Burn, 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 and we're the ones that did it. It burned, 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 while the president ran and cried. It burned, 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 and things were very historical. And the Americans ran and cried like a bunch of little babies. Wah, 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 in the War of 1812.
Fast hillbillies from Kentucky, dressed in green and red, left home to fight in Canada, but they returned home dead. It's the only war the Yankees lost except for Vietnam.
And also the Alamo.
Right, and the Bay of Ham. The loser was America, the winner was ourselves.
So join right in and gloat about the War of 1812 in the White House. Burn, 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 and we're the ones that did it. It burned, 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 while the president ran and cried. It burned, 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 and things were very historical. And the Americans ran and cried like a bunch of little babies. Wah, 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 in the War of 1812.
Oh my god. Wow. I mean, so far this is definitely very enjoyable. Not only by learning a little bit about history, but they're putting this in such a like funny way to actually like celebrate that. Like, what an amazing chorus. And the video for this as well, whoever produced that, pretty perfect. Tell me what you think about this so far. Tell me if you've heard this before.
In 1812, we were just sitting around, minding our own business, putting crops into the ground.
We heard the soldiers coming and we didn't like that sound. So we took a boat to Washington and burned it to the ground. Oh, we fired our guns, but the Yankees kept it coming. There wasn't quite as many as there was a while ago. We fired once more and the Yankees started running down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Whoa, 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 whoa. They ran through the snow when they ran through the forest. They ran through the bushes where the beavers wouldn't go. They ran so fast they forgot to take their culture back to America and Gulf and Texaco. Whoa, whoa. So, if you go to Washington, its buildings clean and nice. Bring a pack of matches, and we'll burn the White House twice in the White House. Burn, 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 but the Americans won't admit it. It burned, 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 it burned and
Is that
burned
Tony
and
Blair
burned.
there?
It burned, 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 now that made them mad. And the Americans ran and cried like a bunch of little babies. Wah, wah, wah.
Oh god. Whoa. The arrogant ones. Like T. Blair.
Thank you.
We did it in 1812, we can do it again. The Canadian flag outside the White House. I mean, I feel like if there's ever any sporting event between the USA and Canada moving forward, or before, I mean, they should just play this before the match, before the game. That was genius, man. Some great music, like a great little folk sounding song there. I know it's like a comedy song, but it's actually pretty good. I've heard a lot of like army songs and military songs before. They are like serious. Although this was like a comedy song, it was actually quite good, man. Like very good like references, and the part about like, yeah, setting the place on fire, but like, making them cry and stuff like that. It's just like brilliant humour. Tell me what you think about this, the War of 1812. Should I research that more? I know there's some videos on the War of 1812. Maybe I'll watch that, make a reaction to it. But tell me what you think about this one. Thanks.